Welcome back. In the last section, we added a list of documents, but we lost the ability to view and edit an individual document. In this video, we will make use of a selected item property and the click binding to allow us to once again be able to edit our documents. Here is the end result. As you can see, clicking on a document switches between them. To achieve this, let's first start with our JavaScript file. First, we'll add another observable property called selectedItem. Next, we'll add an editItem function that takes a document as a parameter and sets it as the selected item. We'll be accessing this function with the click binding in the markup. Note, we are referencing the viewModel object directly. When Knockout calls a function, it sets the keyword this to the viewModel in the current context, which would be the doc itself. This is not what we want. Now onto the markup. The first change is to add a click binding to the document links. Here we are using the $parent binding, which is a special Knockout variable that is available in a for each loop. It lets you access the parent object. In this case, since the current context is an individual document, the parent would then be the containing viewModel. Note, this is not the observable array itself, which doesn't take part in the parent hierarchy. Now we can explain my earlier comment about the context. Even though we are specifying a function on the parent viewModel, the current context of the click binding is still the individual document, and that is what the this keyword would be set to. Next, we add the with binding and set it to the selected item property we added earlier. The with binding changes the current context, similar to the for each loop, except for a single item. Now, the bindings inside the div will be in the context of the selected item. We can now uncomment that code, save, and reload our page. Now we can click on each item and see the edit area change. We can update the text of each document and see that the data is still updated in the debug area and stored independently. In this section, we learned about click and the with binding, which allowed us to add a selected item property. In the next video, we introduce classes to clean up our code and make it more modular.